Coming up on Mountain News this morning, while you're trying to stay warm this week, it's important to know how to do so safely. We'll have those tips. And first responders in Floyd County are mourning the loss of one of their own.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Welcome to Mountain News This Morning. I'm McKinley Calandrino here with you on this Monday, January 26th. The time is now 5:32. Let's check in with First Alert meteorologist Megan Desmall for a look at your forecast this morning. Good morning, Megan. I am dreaming of warmer weather in spring. I don't think it's going to be here anytime soon.
Well, I mean, Groundhog Day is on the way, so who knows? The groundhog may or may not see its shadow and save us from this winter. But this morning definitely is a cold start to your day. I mean, we're talking teens for many folks out and about. In Johnson County, it's 16 degrees. Thankfully, the wind's calmer for some of our counties, so the feels like is only 16, not too much of a change in Paintsville. But in terms of what the rest of the region's seeing right now, still a mixture of the teens. 14 right now in Wise, Logan, Somerset, London, Williamsburg. 12 degrees in Monticello, Jackson, and Moorhead, and 18 degrees in Whitesburg and in Jonesville. Still very cold, but as we head throughout the day, not going to see too much of a change in those temperatures as highs only make it to the upper teens and low 20s. So cold all day long. You're going to stay bundled up from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed and the time you go out tomorrow as well. It's still going to be cold heading into your Tuesday, but you might need that snow boot if you are heading outside because we are still seeing a little bit of that snow for your Monday morning, and this is just going to add onto the accumulation we've already seen this weekend, and we'll continue to see multiple chances for accumulation to build as temperatures aren't going to get above freezing for a very long time, McKinley, so buckle in. It's going to stay cold.
That's unfortunate. All right, well, 2 teenagers are dead after a house fire in Dickinson County, Virginia. The Dickinson County Sheriff's Office confirmed the fatalities, and the fire broke out around 7:11 p.m. on January 23rd in the 200 block of Rakes Bridge Road. A 13-year-old and a 15-year-old were killed. Investigators from the Sheriff's Office and Virginia State Police were on the scene. The investigation is ongoing. And a woman is dead after a house fire in Rockcastle County. Crews were called to the home just before 12:30 p.m. Thursday in the Sunnydale Estates subdivision. When the call came in, it was reported one person was still inside the home. After a search, crews found a woman and removed her within minutes. The woman, whose name was not released, was taken to the hospital before she died from injuries sustained in the fire. Freezing rain quickly became a problem for many in southern Kentucky yesterday. The snow Saturday changed over to ice, causing tree limbs to break and thousands to lose power. WYMT's Phil Pendleton talked to people in Pulaski County on what they were dealing with.
The pine trees are the worst.
Austin Terrell and his family didn't just lose their power.
One branch go through the one car window, so. Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah, that's my sister-in-law's car there. That's why it's all got a blanket on it now. And
electric was lost about 11 o'clock Sunday morning, but he says they do have a backup heat source.
Oh, we have propane, so luckily the only thing that we have to worry about is it doesn't circulate, so it just radiates heat. So
Terrells are among as many as 11,000 without power in Pulaski County.
It's countywide, and of course we have about 1,200 miles of county roads, so we've got a big job ahead of us.
At one time today, the trees covering the roadways was the biggest issue. Of course, that hampered the ability to clear the roads of ice and snow, but also it hampered the ability for utility crews to get to the areas they needed to get to restore power. It was a difficult situation all the way around.
I hope my wife don't go into labor. Yeah, we got about 3 weeks, she'll be 36 weeks.
The power people can't really get to some areas because roads are blocked with trees. So that's our #1 job right now is is plow till we get to the trees, and then we got to use chainsaws.
Officials say 35 road crew members are working and manning 25 plows in Pulaski County. Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Right now, there is no timeline on how long it will take to restore power to the area. As of this morning, there were just under 9,000 without power in Pulaski County alone. And snow and ice knocked out powers for thousands of Kentuckians this weekend, as we've been talking about. Let's take a look at that live current number of power outages. Right now, we're about 50,000 Kentuckians are in the dark. Most of those are in southern and eastern parts of the state, from Allen County stretching through Breathitt County. We'll update you on air and online if there are any significant changes. The governor says hotels in London are also without power due to the storm. He says the Kentucky National Guard is transporting 150 guests to nearby warming centers. The Barren River State Park is also without power. Guests there were being evacuated and moved to the local YMCA, where the Red Cross is running a shelter. And some good news, power was restored at a hospital in Greenburgh. Emergency management was working to transport patients, but the governor says that is no longer needed. Patients are able to remain at the hospital. And this is what some crews are facing in southern Kentucky. A tree fell on a South Kentucky RECC power truck. They said no one was hurt in the incident. South Kentucky RECC says they have all hands on deck to restore power safely and quickly. They also say one of the reasons outages increase is ice accumulation on power lines. The added weight causes lines to break when tree limbs get weighed down or shift. And as the winter storm continues to impact Kentucky, it is important to note that road conditions still remain hazardous throughout the bluegrass. With many people having to return to work this morning, AAA is sharing their tips, especially with many Kentuckians now seeing ice on the roadways.
Be sure that you use those winter driving skills. So that means leaving more room between you and the vehicle ahead of you, as well as reducing your speed. I would say it's good to check those road conditions too before you head out.
Weaver Hawkins says you should also have an emergency kit in your car. That includes things like blankets, water, snacks, a flashlight, and an extra phone charger. While you're trying to stay warm this week, it's important to know how to do so safely. Things like space heaters or generators can be helpful during severe weather, but they can also be dangerous if you don't use them properly. Firefighters in Montgomery County shared some safety guidelines with us. For a space heater, keep it a few feet away from carpet or any furniture. Never leave it unattended, and watch how you power it.
A space heater is meant to be plugged directly into the plug-in and not through an adapter or a, different type of outlets or drop cord.
If you plan on using a generator, keep it outdoors and at least 25 feet away from your home. Generator exhaust contains carbon monoxide, which can kill you in minutes. There are some things you can do to prevent your pipes from freezing as the temperature continues to drop. First, you can wrap exposed pipes with insulating material. You can also open cabinet doors to allow heat to circulate the pipes. And if your house has a slab foundation, close the garage door. Lastly, run a small trickle of water from a cold water faucet where pipes are either exposed or have a history of freezing. Throughout the Commonwealth, several counties are providing warming shelters. Out in Hindman, the Knott County Sportsplex will be open 24 hours a day for those who may find themselves needing a place to stay. Knott County Judge Executive Jeff Dobson has the list of supplies that the Sportsplex will have.
We have water, we have snacks, food there. We have, cots and blankets for people. We have showers there as well. We do encourage people to bring their own personal hygiene items. We don't provide that, but we do have the showers there. So we're trying to make it as comfortable as possible on you.
You can visit our website, WYMT.com, for a full list of warming stations across our coverage area. Let's take a look at some other places in the area that have warming centers available to those in need. In Floyd County, folks can go to the Prestonsburg First United Methodist Church. That is on 256 South Arnold Avenue. In Pike County, the front lobby of Myers Tower will be available starting at 6 p.m. until Tuesday. And the Clay County Community Center is available to those in Clay County. There are several others. For the full list, head on over to our website, WYMT.com. You can always track the snow and ice inside our free First Alert weather app. Scan the QR code in the corner for links to download both our news and weather apps. You'll be able to get severe weather alerts sent to your phone, see the latest closings, and sign up for breaking news alerts. First responders in Floyd County are mourning the loss of one of their own. The Floyd County Rescue Squad is preparing to say goodbye to Brian Sexton, who died after years of medical issues, leaving behind a legacy of dedicated service. Rescue Squad Captain Richie Schoolcraft says Sexton spent 42 years on the squad, with at least 40 of those years as secretary and treasurer, who made sure the funds were there to keep folks safe. And though they knew he was in poor health, Schoolcraft says the loss has shaken the entire force.
So it's been hard on the rescue squad. Last night was a tough time here. We were able to go down to the hospital and be with him a little bit and escort him to the funeral home.
Schoolcraft says funeral arrangements have not yet been announced. And coming up, some famous actors are joining forces for the 4th time. That and more, and a look of today's Eye on Entertainment.
Cold weather advisory is in place for this morning, but as we head tonight and into Tuesday, well, some folks have a chance for extreme cold.